So there was a lot happening. I forgot. In the previous episodes, revolution, the rising tension, the blocking of the airport, my participation, as in going to the Roman Square with another guy, and I was holding his hand. I was so scared. We thought we would die. Heroes of the revolution. No financial benefits yet. I regret not doing anything for some time. Yes, it was a shame. It was immoral. So many rotten idiots went to get the money, the I don't know, the property, the tax cuts or exemptions associated with this, the glory. But then, if anyone deserves, let me say again, Andrei Finzi is the one who led the rebellion in the Roman Square, not in the University Square, which was a bigger. I mean, most of the people happened to gather there, but a few hundred were at the Roman Square until the evening when everybody, well, almost everybody went to the University Square. So after that, a chance to work with the media, and for most of the time it was Radio Sweden, which had a correspondent here. A rather cold person, but let's not talk about her that much. I mean, we weren't really that close, but she paid $20 per day, which was uh, a lot. I mean, to make $400, that was, I don't know, maybe 10 times more than the usual salary. Still, it was much less than what we started with, in that there were with Time magazine $100 a day. And there were days when I could make more because I had the chance. By the way, let me not forget this. Let me not, to the marriage of true minds, admit impediments. Shakespeare or sonnet, by the way. And not just the sonnet that I've learned by heart after seeing that it is the favorite of Laurence Olivier. He was asking him, iar în ce mă, tâmpitule? In an interview, what's his favorite Shakespeare sonnet? And he said this one. Helsingin Sanomat. There were a few. The Globe and Mail. Then somebody from Time came again. A gay guy, by the way. One of the few, actually, and one of the first I knew about as gay. I mean, this was something not mentioned here. I mean, or I didn't somehow in my experience. It was in fact a joke we made. That's it was so. Or we thought it was so rare in our experience. There was nobody that we could joke about it. We said, my friend Adrian and I, we made this joke. How many homosexuals do you think are there in Bucharest or in Mamaia? Or the answer was, I don't know. Well, we are so many. The joke and the response was. That was maybe also meant as a tactic, a strategy to make the girls comfortable, think maybe there is something to that, and then they would let the guard down. I mean, they would be seduced, or I don't know. In fact, most likely it was just a joke, and it was a joke because this was so outlandish at that point. Well, this guy from Time was I don't remember his name. James Wilde was the one. I mean, a glorious journalist, 60, 70 years old with a long, not really, really long, not hippie like, I guess about here, white hair and a strong, remarkable personality. Sort of a role model, intelligent, involved, dedicated. At his age, he was a war correspondent in a way. I mean, they had sent him in the most dangerous places in his career, and he was still there. He came at on the battlefield in Bucharest. So Helsingin Sanomat, the guy from Helsinki, Finland, would drink an astonishing quantity of alcohol. In fact, by my 12 or 1 o'clock in the daytime, noon, he would be drunk. He would do his job, write whatever, and then he would be soused or whatever you call it, inebriated. And also because of this, and mainly because I met a woman there I liked and she liked me, we had sex at one point in his room. Not, I mean, he was okay with, he was very liberal, very free thinking. In fact, free spending also, and I have no idea what exorbitant budget he had, but he was the one who paid most, in my experience. Yes, I heard that television crews would pay much more, and in fact, it seems Sârbu, the one who would launch a television station with investors from outside, that's true, but he made a lot of money working there and probably selling some of the tapes he had with the inner workings of the leadership, the FSNA. He also worked for the FSNA as an assistant or something, private advisor to Brukan, one of the, in fact, the grey eminence, Richelieu of the day, making plans behind the scenes, leading the thing maybe from the dark. So the guy from Helsinki paid me at one point, or we didn't work. He didn't. That's also true. It wasn't so interesting to keep somebody for 4 weeks there. He stayed just a few days, but for one of the days, I think it was $200 or something. And I could still, in the afternoon, as I said, after 12 noon, after 1, he would close shop. And I could one day work for somebody else, do some hours work for, I don't know, the Globe and the Mail, something. And with and with that girl, as I said, we met there, and at this time also, I made friends with a girl. I didn't feel attracted to her in a physical, sexual manner. She wasn't my type, I guess, even if my type just seemed to be just about everybody with tits and female sexual work. And indeed, at some moments, I was attracted by what maybe would be normally called ugly, vulgar, but still. Only in some cases, like Valentina in Predal, this girl there at the Intercontinental and so on. Somehow I got close. We talked. Then there was somebody later. It would be Karen Anderson, or that's the specialist in religion of this day, and I'm confusing it. But that's Karen. I think it's Karen Anderson. Maybe that's just, it's not such an unusual name. Maybe it's just a coincidence they're both named They both called Karen Anderson. Again, very close, but I'm not sure if I made her cry. With this moment, I think she was really depressed at one point because it wasn't going anywhere with me. I mean, she was 20 years my senior, maybe not 10, not 20, but 10 anyway, 15 maybe. I was at that point 25 when she was approaching 40. She was 40. So that's another example. There were a few. One of the clients on the tour with the Israelis, the top of the geology, geophysics in their country, departments, university, and so on, in institutes. That's another situation where I realized at one point that I was close, I was happy, laughing, but then, it's not all that it is expected of me, and I may have given the wrong impressions, signals. Anyway, so from her office, I called Nikki, and she didn't answer. I think I could never get in touch with her because she wouldn't answer, she wouldn't come to the phone, they wouldn't consider it appropriate. True, I was going to marry Claire and move to England and get a British passport, escape communist hell. So it's on me, so to say. Can't remember, I'm not sure if I mentioned any plan like, okay, I'll go there, I'll stay a while, get the passport, and then call you or something. Then maybe not, and anyway, it would have been a very bizarre, difficult scheme, perhaps impossible. There would surely even then limitations on that. I mean, they would know some just do this. There's a movie, Green Card, with Gerard Depardieu and Andy McDowell. He's trying to get the green card fraudulently. Eventually they fall in love with each other, so that's fine, that's okay, legally and romantically. But anyway, I was a bit, not a bit, very upset because I had this wrong impression that I have some money with Marius. Marius was seeing her, and surely I didn't like this much more, this rapprochement, this attachment, coming on the footsteps of other things Marius did. Like being my friend because he was in love with my sister, like getting Mirella, the future would-be Mrs. Petola, a colleague that I like so much, getting her into his bed after I've been ringing her bells. I've been trying to be intimate with her for so long without success. And now this sneaky. Yeah, no longer my girlfriend. Like, how is this possible? I mean, huh? And then they go out on my money. It wasn't my money. I mean, he had I had a generous offer for him. He was keeping money from me as a safe deposit box. It had been illegal in the communist days, so this was a very important service, very generous. I couldn't keep the money in the house, it would have been dangerous. So just because he had some money from me, and otherwise he had his own money from his parents and so on, it was stupid to think that going out and not spending his money, but the money I had with him. So that was silly. And it was jealousy once. What should I say? Okay, tomorrow.